Ow!
Come on.
Ow!
The largest lizards in the world, Komodo dragons, are the top predators in their natural environment. These vicious animals combine strength, cunning, and pure ferocity. It's not for the timid to watch them hunt. With their enormous size, powerful jaws, and poisonous bites, they strike with accuracy, dismembering their victim while it is still alive. We'll walk you through some of the most vicious instances in which these dragons exhibit their ferocious tendencies in today's video. You're in the right place if you enjoy witnessing the untainted power of nature in action. Let's now explore the harsh Komodo dragon world. Komodo dragon versus goat. The Komodo dragon displays its incredible strength as it pulls the weak goat across the rough terrain, easily overwhelming much larger prey. The predator is too strong for the almost living goat. The goat's demise has been sealed by internal bleeding and disorientation brought on by the dragon's venom from its previous bite. With a single, forceful bite, the dragon uses its razor-sharp jaws to clamp down on the goat's head and begin its feast. As the Komodo uses its flexible throat and enlarged jaws to swallow its food entirely, the sound of bones shattering reverberates throughout the goat's body. Occasionally, it stops to realign the goat, lending a hand with its powerful forelimbs. The anticoagulants in the dragon's saliva allow the goat's blood to flow freely, which facilitates the consumption of the soft tissue. The goat is consumed by the dragon in a matter of minutes, demonstrating the Komodo dragon's ferocious effectiveness as a top predator in its hostile island habitat. Komodo dragon versus monkey. A Komodo dragon unexpectedly crosses the path of a wounded monkey that fell from a tree in this dramatic moment. The monkey was involved in a territorial battle. The dragon grabs the opportunity and launches a quick ambush. It catches the monkey off guard by snaking its jaws tightly with a single strong blow. The dragon's venom strikes fast, despite the monkey's desperate attempts to flee. The venom, which is loaded with deadly proteins, paralyzes the victim and makes the monkey's efforts ineffective. Its fate is set, trapped in the dragon's iron grip. Without any delay, the Komodo dragon eats the entire monkey, beginning with its head. Its strong neck muscles finish the job quickly, devouring the primate while it's still alive. Even with its typical mobility, the monkey cannot compete with the Komodo dragon's overwhelming power and poison. The monkey disappears inside the dragon's stomach in a matter of seconds, serving as a terrifying reminder of the predator's power. Komodo dragon versus shark. Unexpectedly, Komodo dragons have been seen consuming sharks in the wild. Yes, even these highest-ranking marine predators are vulnerable to the ravenous appetite of a Komodo dragon, especially if they reside close to the coast. This clip features a shark that is washed ashore and is offered as an unexpected dinner to a Komodo dragon. Without any delay, the dragon grabs the chance to strike. It starts to engulf the stranded shark whole in a matter of seconds as its strong jaws seize hold of it. The Komodo shark can eat the whole fish in one smooth motion because of its flexible jaws and expanding throat, even though it is a large shark. The dragon, a terrestrial predator, devouring one of the ocean's most feared monsters with ease, is a remarkable sight. Sharks have little chance once they are trapped, just like other species that are preyed upon by the Komodo's ferocious hunting methods. These monsters are opportunistic eaters, willing to eat anything that comes their way, be it a shark, a goat, or a deer. Dragons govern both land and sea in the brutal world of Komodo Island, demonstrating that when the right conditions are met, even ferocious predators like sharks can fall victim to these powerful reptiles. Komodo dragon versus fellow Komodo dragon. This vicious cannibalism exhibit features a Komodo dragon that turns on its own species. In this instance, an adult male dragon targets a smaller, younger dragon. Among Komodo dragons, cannibalism is not unusual, particularly in times of scarcity or intense rivalry. In this instance, the older male dragon subdues the younger one and quickly consumes it. These attacks are usually avoided by young animals by hiding in trees, but this unfortunate one ended up on the ground, vulnerable to a larger dragon. The adult dragon snatches the juvenile in one fast motion and starts to gobble it alive. Up to 10% of a Komodo dragon's diet consists of cannibalism, demonstrating that these animals are not just deadly competitors with other members of their own species, but also predators. Komodo dragon versus deer. Here, two Komodo dragons work together to dispatch a deer, demonstrating the lethal effectiveness of these top predators. Weakened by the venomous bites, the deer tries to run away but quickly passes out from shock, low blood pressure, and severe blood loss. The deer stumbles and falls, too frail to move. The dragons circle their prey with cold precision, sensing the end. When the larger dragon attacks first, it tears into the deer's abdomen, killing it instantly. Its razor-sharp teeth easily cut it into flesh. The smaller dragon pounces, tearing at the tender underside of the deer. They all consume the animal together, taking no slack and letting it die a slow, painful death. For Komodo dragons, this is the usual way of hunting. Their poison renders victims unconscious, and they frequently begin feeding before their victims have passed out. It's a brutal, unvarnished exhibition of survival, where the strongest people manage to survive in their harsh environment. Komodo dragon versus warthog. We then witness a vicious fight between a wild warthog and a Komodo dragon. Despite their seeming toughness, these resilient creatures cannot withstand the lethal fusion of the dragon's venom and strength. Taken by surprise, the warthog gets bitten by the dragon and tries to run away out of instinct, but the venom starts to work swiftly. The Komodo dragon surges in with unwavering determination, while the warthog slows down and struggles to keep its balance. It seizes it by the muzzle with such speed that its frantic squeals are muffled. As soon as the warthog knows it is losing the fight, the dragon starts its feast and swallows it whole. The dragon may now devour its victim alive because the venom has done its job and rendered the warthog helpless, demonstrating the ruthless efficiency of this top predator in the wild. Komodo versus duck. The Komodo dragon in this scenario detects the smell of a duck and moves its gigantic body toward its naive prey. The dragon crushes the duck with its strong jaws and starts to consume it whole despite the duck's desperate quacking. The dragon leaps forward and grabs the duck in one fast motion as soon as it notices it swimming in the water. When the dragon swallows the duck, fully aware that there is no way out, the head of the duck is the last thing visible. Not even sleeping ducks are safe from harm. A Komodo dragon will quickly grab and shatter any duck that is found to be dozing, turning its tranquil sleep into a terrifying nightmare. These unrelenting hunters quickly turn fluffy ducks into a tasty feast by consuming their victim in a few bites. Komodo dragon versus turtle. Here, a Komodo dragon engages in a patient struggle with a resilient turtle that has become trapped on a beach at low tide. The dragon faces a difficult challenge from the turtle's hard shell, but the turtle is an easy target because of its exposed posture. Turning the turtle over, the Komodo dragon launches its attack, looking for a gap in the turtle's defenses. The dragon makes more persistent tries before eventually breaking through the shell and exposing the delicate flesh within. Despite its heroic efforts, the turtle is unable to keep up with the dragon's persistent chase. The Komodo dragon takes its time consuming its meal, tearing into the turtle piece by piece. The dragon's perseverance and patience are demonstrated by the deliberate, sluggish process. The dragon demonstrates with every meal that perseverance is worthwhile in the harsh reality of the food chain in nature, where survival is frequently quite expensive. Komodo dragon versus bat. It has even been observed that Komodo dragons feed on nocturnal animals like bats. A dragon notices a bat in this picture, dangling from an elevated tree without realizing there is danger below. The dragon raises up and attacks with unexpected dexterity, snaking its strong jaws around the bat. The bat thrashes in a hopeless attempt to gain momentum. The dragon eats the bat whole in a matter of seconds, crushing its wings with its strong jaws. This hunt, albeit minor for a Komodo dragon's appetite, exemplifies a fundamental survival instinct, seizing every opportunity. Every meal matters in the hostile ecosystem of Komodo Island, where the tenacious Komodo dragon may defeat even the fastest, most agile bat. The dragon's resilience and insatiable appetite are demonstrated by every effective hunt for food, irrespective of the size of the prey, which contributes to its survival in its harsh environment. Komodo dragon versus stingray. In addition to hunting on land, Komodo dragons also scavenge along shorelines, demonstrating their extraordinary versatility as predators. A Komodo dragon discovers a stingray that has blown ashore on the rocky beach in this striking image, its shimmering body laying in the light. The dragon approaches without a second's hesitation, its strong legs carrying it swiftly in the direction of its impending meal. In an attempt to protect itself and deter the oncoming predator, the stingray reflexively flicks its barbs. It cannot, however, compete with the dragon's firm, armor-like skin, which offers significant defense against the majority of blows. With its powerful teeth, the dragon skillfully captures the stingray as it approaches, displaying the strength that is contained within its powerful body. The poisonous spines of the stingray do not deter the Komodo dragon. This amazing reptile can eat animals that could be harmful to others because of its resilience to a variety of toxins. The dragon skillfully uses its enormous jaws to fit the odd diet, and in a few minutes, it starts to devour the stingray whole. There you have it, the most vicious times when Komodo dragons ate live prey. These animals, which range from sharks to their own kind to goats, are among the most dangerous predators in the animal kingdom. Even though the natural world might be cruel, it's interesting to see these amazing creatures in action. What was the most shocking moment for you? Tell us in the comments section below. Remember to hit the notification bell, like, and subscribe in order to ensure that you don't miss any of our forthcoming videos. We appreciate your time, and we hope to see you again soon. The saying that not all heroes wear capes has never been truer than seen in this video. And if you think we are taking about humans, then strap your belt as we show you 25 hero animals that saved human lives. Just before we proceed, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now that you have subscribed, let's count down to number 1. Stick around till the end, and number 1 on the countdown will surprise you. 25. Kidnappers. Imagine your kid comes back from school, only to tell you she was saved by a dog from kidnappers. Would you believe her? Well, definitely most parents wouldn't believe that story, and might even accuse the poor girl of lying. Well, you daughter would be lying if that wasn't just the truth, thanks to this amazing dog for saving the day. 24. Muggers. Walking alone at night is always a dangerous sport. It becomes more dangerous if it is a woman walking in a dark alley or all alone in a street. Perhaps this lady would have lost her dear life if this poor dog was not around to defend her. Well, while defending the poor woman cost the dog a fatal injury, we hope the dog recovers. 23. Kangaroo. The kangaroo is a beautiful animal, especially if you live in Australia, where millions of these lovely creatures reside in. Well, it turns out that aside being in a confrontational and aggressive mood always, the kangaroos can equally go a great length to defend their owners. Take a look at this kangaroo trying its best to save its poor owner from this angry bird. 22. Dogs. When it comes to the award for man's best friend, it appears nobody is contesting that position with dogs. Perhaps this is the singular reason why old people enjoy the company of these little cute creatures. We mean, take a look at this little puppy who is going out of its way to shop for groceries for its poor and old owner. Nice job, doggy. 21. Moose. Whenever winter is around the corner, you know what animal to expect at your front door. Moose it is. We mean, it must have thought it was Christmas already, but since there were not leftover food around, this moose targets a harmless human. Well, thankfully this dog, even though it had a small body, was just capable of stopping the stray moose from fatally injuring the poor man. 20. Pig. While there has been a lot of stereotypes against pigs, especially as regards their health condition, this particular pig stood out. We mean, if this pig weren't around, maybe its poor owner would have suffered from heart attack, but thankfully, it was around. And now, due to its presence, the pig saved the woman by calling on passers-by. Thanks a lot, Mr. Pig. 19. Lions. Being a zookeeper, even though looks fun, isn't fun all year long. On days like this, a lion might go rogue and cause serious danger to its zookeeper. Well, thankfully, the lion was not all alone as its queen. The lioness was just around to subdue the beast till the attacked zookeeper ran away to find safety. That could have gone badly, but thanks to the queen mother. 18. Dogs. In times of need, if there is one animal that would be the last to leave your side, It is definitely this giant dog. We mean, since its owner lost his leg to maybe accident or other mishap, who would have been in the best position to help the poor man to move around if not this wonderful dog? Thanks, doggy. You sure deserve some awards for assisting in saving this man's life in the process. 17. Dogs. Certainly, if all animals on Earth were as caring as this dog, maybe there would not have been clashes between humans and animals. I mean, take a look at this dog as it was ready to fight its owner, just to ensure the owner's pregnant wife was free from any harm to her unborn baby. If this dog was willing to go this length with its owner that it knows, who knows what would happen if a stranger then wants to attack the poor pregnant woman. 16. Swimming pool. Having a dog stand by near a swimming pool might seem as a good idea, as it would attempt saving one even if one is not in any danger yet. We mean, look at this poor woman. We can guess that as soon as the lady swimming shown a little sign of difficulty while in the water, this dog rushed with its cape, hoping to save the day. Nice job, doggy. 15. Wolves. Being a farmer in the countrysides isn't always an easy job, as there are lots of wolf visitors who might want to pay a visit from time to time. Well, that is certainly why agile and active dogs like this one are needed for a farmer. See how the dog did a nice job saving the farmer from its wild cousins, wolves. That would have been the same job it would have done if the farmer were rearing cattle or sheep. 14. Bears. Having a giant bear make its way into a residential arena is a scary scene to witness. Well, thankfully this dog was active and not sleeping on duty. Thus, with its loud barking, it was able to alert its owners who would call for more help. Thus, having a dog while living in the woods or mountainsides is very important. 13. Bear again. Indeed, strong dogs like this should be placed on a monthly stipend for doing such an amazing job for their owners. We all know that a bear versus human battle isn't a fair fight, as the bear can crush humans in seconds, which was perhaps why this dog took the fight for himself. Well, thankfully, the dog was unharmed throughout the whole battle. Thanks, doggy. 12. Cougar. Living in the mountain or woods is always fun. This is partly because a lot of persons want to leave the hustle and bustle of the city. Well, as fun as it may seem, it brings with it wild animals like this, and who, if someone is not careful, will be killed while sleeping. While the poor man was shouting from afar, this dog was at the heat of the battle, willing to put its life on the line. That is a fantastic job, doggy. Thanks. 11. Wild boar. When there is a traffic jam along highways, sometimes it might be a poor boar trying to save the day. We mean, take a look at this boar who took it upon itself to take off the giant drum off the highway. We know this drum could have caused some accidents, but this boar took it upon itself to avert what could have been a great tragedy. 10. Birds. While most people see the concept of environmental pollution as a scam, well, this bird takes it pretty serious. Perhaps the bird has seen the dangers plastics, when not recycled, can cause to the society at large, and thus took it upon itself to do the needful. This bird deserves accolades for its sensitization on environmental pollution. 9. Stadium dog. What is the best way of saving baseball umpire from dying from thirst if not to send a dog? Well, thanks to this dog, this umpire is saved and very energized to preside over the match without any bias. 8. Poor kid. Dogs over the century have indeed proven that they can be quite reliable than most human beings. Take a look at this poor child who was lost in the wood, but guess who was with him all through his ordeal? Yes, you guessed right. It was his dog. As dogs continue saving lives like this, pretty soon it will be mandatory for every household to own a dog in America. 7. Saving. Well, it turns out that aside being a great friend on land, dogs can also be best of friends on water too. This why, in some scenarios, once it senses that a child is under danger of drowning, it swings into action. With this act exhibited by this dog, the owners are pretty sure that their kids are always in safe hands. 6. Bear. As the weather is changing, so are bear on the lookout, hoping to enter houses to warm themselves or to steal from the pantry. However, as the bears are making their plans, guess who is on the standby to ensure bears don't have their ways? Yes, it's this lovely dog. In order to make sure that the house of its owners are free from any predator, this dog goes out of its way to pursue the brown bear. 5. Cows. Being a farmer, especially a cattle farmer, can be dangerous sometimes. We mean, Look at this poor farmer who probably passed out due to fatigue and was surrounded by his cows. Well, guess who was there to save the day? That's right. It was the man's dog. Well, while cows aren't wild animals, they can stump the poor man lying down with their tons of weight. 4. Rescuing cows. It looks like cows are on the queue to take man's best friend title from dogs. I mean, see how this cow saved its owner from being attacked. Nice job, cowie. 3. Rescuing dog. Well, drowning pranks are important as they let the owners to know whether they are in safe hands in the case of a bad event occurring. Well, luckily for this owner, its dog was equal to the task of rescuing him if needed. 2. Saving dog. A dog looks like the best pet to have, especially whenever there are kids or elderly people. This dog kept on barking till the owner that had a cardiac arrest was safely rescued. Thanks, good dog. 1. Thieves. Indeed, dogs are man's best friend. This poor man was accosted by thieves who wanted to steal his car. Well, thanks for the intervention of the dog, as what could have ended fatally didn't. Well, if you got to the end of the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and turn on the post notification button so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching. Out there in the wild with no law available, it is a constant battle between prey and their predators. In this video, we would be revealing to you 12 moments when prey by sheer luck escaped a known predator. Just before we dive in, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now that you have subscribed, put on your seatbelt as we proceed. 1. Gazelles. Being a resident of the plains or savanna is never a great habitat to most herbivores. Imagine being a gazelle who lost the rest of your herd and you were out in the open enjoying your meal, only without knowing that a huge danger from the cat family was just waiting right behind you. A terrible experience indeed. Well, so was the experience of this young gazelle who must have lost the rest of his crew and now have the giant cheetah on his tail. Well, whether he would survive the attack is another concern, as from our point of view, there is no way he would be escaping this determined cheetah who has probably not eaten for the past week. Well, just as we were all rooting for the young gazelle, the unexpected happened. The young animal tripped its leg and fell. Truly, that has made the WHO journey quite easy for the predator. Certainly now would be the right time for the poor animal to start getting ready for his untimely funeral. And just when we all assumed that the poor animal was not safe, it turns out that it took off again, but this time only to be saved by the poor tree standing on the way. While crashing into the tree might look like an accident, there is no doubt that that small time frame has provided the poor animal yet with an opportunity to escape the watchful eyes of its predator. We wish you all the best, poor animal. 2. Cheetah. Truly, being left all alone in the wild isn't an experience any weak prey would want to go through, as it is a 50-50 chance that a stronger animal might come around to do the unthinkable. From mere looking at this poor prey, it seems all hope has been lost for it. I mean, imagine falling down near the claws of a cheetah. That is an automatic sentence to the beyond. However, it seems this cheetah doesn't want to bite hard at its capture yet. Wow, such a merciful predator that is waiting for its prey to fully regain itself before finally cutting through the body of the poor animal. Indeed, this cheetah must be regretting its decision right now. Perhaps it should have pounced immediately the poor animal fell to the ground. Well, unfortunately, the cheetah waited for its prey to regain its strength, and that time frame has rather provided the prey with enough time to make a run. Sorry, poor cheetah. Having lost this golden opportunity, maybe you would have to wait for another week. 3. Zebras. Zebras are such a beautifully created animal with their beautiful white and black stripes. Certainly, they seem too beautiful to be spending their days in the wild. Well, while as humans, we see a beautiful animal, however, predators see another thing. To predators such as lions, having a zebra for food can last a whole pack for a week. Thus, whenever lion comes in contact with these beautiful animals, leaving them alone is the last thing on the minds of these lions. Well, as we can see, this poor zebra put up a decent strength to defend itself from the king of the jungle. However, despite its show of strength, is the zebra really strong enough to withstand King Lion, who can, with one fatal bite, end the struggle of the poor zebra? Oh well, it appears the lion must have underestimated the zebra, Forgetting zebra is part of the horse family, and like their horse cousin, they have a lot in common: strong hind legs. Thus, with the aid of these strong legs, the zebra has a lot fighting window through which it can escape its enemy. Nice job, poor zebra. Now go and prepare for another battle day. 4. Cheetah. Perhaps one lesson most predators fail to understand is to never attack a herd of prey. Instead, it would be better to attack a single animal of the prey that probably is alone or strayed away. The reason for not attacking a herd, especially one with long horns, is that with a strike of their horns, it can be quite fatal for the predator. If there is a successful thrusting of horn into the body of a predator, more often than not, the predator will die a slow death as there is no doctor out there in the wild to help out. This was the experience of this poor cheetah who went to attack, but as soon as it saw the sword-like horns, it took to its heels. Thus, as it ran away for its dear life, it gave the poor prey another opportunity at life. 5. Baboon. While in the wild, it might seem as if there is organized family structure, yet there is mother who plays a vital role for her offspring out there in the wild. Thus, aside humans, animals too have that motherly instinct to try to protect and care for their young ones, well until the young one is strong and capable to defend itself. This was the poor fate of this poor mother whose child was taken away by the cold hands of a predator. Well, instead of complaining or murmuring, this mother's instinct took over, and it showed its another side that is often not captured on camera. With the aid of its powerful horns, this poor mother knew it won't leave the predator without some visible and fatal injuries. If an animal mother deserves an award, perhaps it should be given to this mother, as with its horn, it did the unthinkable. Having successfully pursued the predator, the mother has worked hard to ensure the poor infant sees its 2 years birthday at least. Great job, mother. 6. Buffalo. A buffalo is an unusually big animal in the wild. I mean, if it is slaughtered anywhere, it can carter for a small village. Perhaps lions know of this too, and which was why lions usually go in twos hoping to capture and feast on a large buffalo. This was the fate of this buffalo who strayed away from its herd. It was as if the lions noticed and immediately went to capture some meat for the night. However, one saving grace of buffaloes which makes them an unlikely prey most of the time is their thick hide and skin. This tough hides and skins makes it hard even for a carnivorous animal like lions to land a fatal bite immediately. However, just as the two lions were trying to crack into the neck of the poor buffalo, fate ran against them as the herd of buffalo, as if instructed by a leader, went to rescue one of their own. Well, no matter how big or dangerous a predator looks like, once this herd of buffaloes confront any predator, the predator is safer running away than trying to fight back. And that exactly was what the poor lions did. This saved buffalo should thank its siblings from rescuing him from what would have been a fatal turn of events. 7. Crocodile. Which animal doesn't need water to survive? Certainly none. We mean, while out there in the wild, there is no law regulating them, but they still obey the law of nature as regards thirst. However, that possessed strong challenge as a predator lurking in a nearby water may pounce any time, inflicting huge damage. This indeed was the experience of these poor herbivores who were merely drinking water from a lake, which unknown to them was infested with crocodiles. Well, thankfully, the poor animals escaped with their lives in what could have ended up rather terribly. 8. Lion. As we all know, whenever an animal is drinking water by the pool, it lets its guards down. Thus, at that very weak point, any predator can attack and get away with fatal injury or even death of the prey. It seemed as if the future of this pod animal was already sealed as the ferocious lion made its way towards it. However, with a twist of fate, the poor prey successfully dribbled the lion and indeed left the lake with its life. 9. Rabbit. Imagine being chased by two huge predators who want nothing but to end your life. How would you react? Well, we guess. That way the way this poor rabbit felt as these two beasts were after its poor life. At first, it felt the poor rabbit will not make it out of the field alive, i.e., if the ferocious and angry-looking animal after its life. However, with a fantastic dribble, The poor rabbit escaped the deadly claws of its sworn enemies. Good job, rabbit. 10 penguins. Imagine strolling with your parents when all of a sudden, a predator that targets chicks and little birds land. What would be your reaction? This was a hard question which this baby penguin soon found out as it strayed and was all alone when a giant petrel paid a visit. Well, thanks to the mother penguin who stood strong and chased the predator bird away. Well done, Mother Petrel. 11. Fish. As some birds were in the water looking for a small fish to catch, so also were bigger fishes liking for birds to capture. Who would win the battle? Well, out of nowhere, this giant fish leaps towards the bird, but by sheer luck, this bird escapes with its life. And with another attempt, this bird knows its time. In the ocean is numbered, and instead, takes off to the comfort only land can provide. 12. Hippopotamus. Imagine an hippo strolling look for a place to get drinking water, only to be accosted by a pack of lions. Well, since the hippo is too big if an animal to hound down easily, it stands its ground and in the end pursues its predators. Nice job, hippo. Well, if you got to the end of the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and turn on the post notification button so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching. Just by seeing this creature, I can only imagine what will be going through the minds of our mountain riders. I am even getting sacred on their behalf. So let's jump to the next. 14. Are giraffes wild animals or not? Well, if they are kept in the zoo, I could be brave enough to touch it. But in the wild, I am not sure I have that courage in me. Well, everyone is not like me, and which is why this bike man was bold enough to have a face-off with the giant. While giraffe might seem harmless, but any animal bigger than you can cause huge harm. If I am the bike man, I'd run away to number 13. Ever seen a lion up close? I did some time ago, and it's anything but the lovely animal we see in movies. It is a huge animal, which why I can't imagine going to the wild just to see them. Well, everyone isn't like me as this team has it figured out. Well, it is a cute animal till something like this happens.
I know. Just lock the door. Oh my gosh, I didn't know they could do that.
Wow, that escalated really fast. I bet your heart is beating fast just like mine. Up next, number 12. As far as ostriches are concerned, we know them as flightless bird. And that's the challenge. While other birds will fly away when confronted, ostriches will fight to finish. A fight with an ostrich is one I would never want to encounter.
Help, 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 help. Help, help.
That was an unlucky man who never knew ostriches are wild birds. Remind me to run the next time I see an ostrich. Next to number 11. Driving through the wild is a fun experience. I am sure you would agree. I know the feeling of seeing animals up close to click the camera. However, it comes with a scary part.
It's done. Go, go, go.
Oh my goodness! Oh my! Stop screaming! Why are you?
I honestly didn't see that coming. If one were to drive through a zoo, shouldn't the least thing be to lock car doors? This is one huge risk I am not willing to take just yet. I can't begin to think of the number of possibilities of what could have gone wrong here. I am sure you can't too. Up next is number 10. Lions are indeed the king of the jungle. Just from the way it walks, we can smell royalty all around. Looking at his pace, he looks harmless, but I will not be first to check if he is really harmless or not. Let's jump to number 9. The woods is always a fantastic place to interact with nature. However, it might become too natural for one's liking when natural things start coming after you. I honestly wouldn't want to encounter such. Would you? How would you have reacted if you just came across this? For me, I might pass out, but this young man is made of a special breed. Is this a movie or real life, because my heart is pounding here and I am not even in the scene? Can he escape better on foot? Phew. This is definitely an escape of the century. My heart is in my mouth right now. Up next, number 8. I thought wild animals were only found in the woods or zoo. Surprisingly, they can be found in anywhere, and this is one of such places. What would you do if you were faced with a wild dog in the cold snow weather? Well, this young man attempted doing it, but his predator was not intimidated at all. A big fight is indeed brewing.
Ой, супер,
And without wasting time, the predator wins. I honestly feel for the young man. What if he was injured in the fight? He'd be in the hospital now. It looks funny now, but it could have ended badly. Let's jump to number 7. Have you ever been chased by a wild bird before? How was the experience? I know it was not a pleasant one. I mean, it is not that it is a huge animal, but it will persistently torment you.
Давай, спой.
I am sure the young man didn't see that coming, otherwise he would have prepared. This was a big fight and could have ended fatally if the bird pecked on his eyes. I am glad it didn't. Now let's move on to number 6. When was the last time you visited a see-through glass zoo? I haven't in a while, but we all know it shows the real nature of this wild animal if they were in the wild. I can't even imagine what would have happened if there were no glass here separating these two, or worse, if it broke. Gosh. This is one experience I can't be part of. Now let's jump to number 5. Visiting some animals as a tourist isn't always nice. There are some animals that I would want to touch. I would nerd a guide to stay around, just in case things go the other way. Well, since everyone isn't like me, this tourist did the unthinkable. I can't even think of doing this. Can you do it if you were in her shoes? Oops! We didn't see that coming. That was a very scary moment. We hope she is all good. Up next, number 4. Horses are gorgeous and beautiful animals. However, I would pay anything not to get on their bad side, as they can be quite nasty too. One rule of thumb I learnt over the years is never to stand behind a horse. This must be its trainer. He looks like he knows what he is doing. That must be hurting pretty bad. I can't even imagine the pain he is going through. Let's jump to number 3. Going fishing in a mudwater is always a thrill. I mean, who doesn't like catching fishes for dinner? It's not every day we come across fathers bonding with their sons like this. However, when an uninvited guest, alligator, shows up, then safety matters most.
Oh my God! That's a big gator, buddy. That is a big gator.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. On to number 2. Snakes are beautiful when we see them in the zoo, right? However, imagine they visited you in your home. Would you still find them cute? No, of course I am kidding. They won't visit you. However, it paid a visit to this lovely family. That was truly very scary. My heart was beating real fast as that dude saved the family. Whew! Let's jump to the number 1. Ever had an encounter with a bull before? I haven't, and whenever I see them, I try to maintain my distance. Well, we cannot say so for these regions where it is seen as a game. This is one game I would never be part of, but if the people like it, then it is fine. Well, things indeed got out of hand, and I can't begin to think of what the car passengers have going on in their heads. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Just the car. Thank you for watching. Please, Tell us which was your favorite and don't forget to subscribe. Seeing 1 in a million animal moments isn't an everyday occurrence. Take, for example, this cheetah caught laughing aloud. Or this turtle that has such a big mouth that it can easily tear fruits into pieces. And that's not even the end of it all. In this video, we would be looking at 15 times animals were caught in a 1 in a million moment. Fasten your seatbelt. Yo, 15. When was the last time you saw gorillas fight? No, I don't mean in the movies. I am referring to real-life gorillas in zoo. A great sight it was, right? Well, I bet you haven't seen them cry in this manner before. If not that it was captured on a camera, I would have assumed that was the cry of a baby, but it wasn't. The big gorilla should say sorry now and stop running away after beating the young guy up.
What if it over?
Now, let's jump to the next. 14. Water snakes aren't any different from their cousins on lands. But we all know that when you meet a snake anywhere, it would try to get away from you as soon as possible, right? Why then is this snake dancing with the swimmer? Is it that it found the swimmer not to be a potential threat? Well, no matter the relationship between these two, it appears there is a chemistry. I just hope it doesn't end in venom. Next to number 13. Cats are great pets to own, but would you choose them over dogs if given the choice? I really don't know, but if my cat is acting up like this, then I might adopt a dog. Well, while we can't tell what must have gone wrong, we know that the cat owner must have annoyed the feline queen, and the queen is letting out the only way she knows. Now might be the time to apologize, dear pet owner, or it won't leave you alone all day long. Next, number 12. Tigers aren't meant to go hungry for so long. You might ask, why? But I guess you already know the answer. I mean, it would be a good sight to think a human is yawning nearby only to discover it is the biggest cat in animal kingdom all along.
Whoa! Whoa!
With a sound like this, humans can easily be lured. Or is it rather the sound it makes when angry? I guess we never can tell, but this sound is rather unusual.
Whoa! Whoa!
Well, when next I hear this sound anywhere, I'd lock my door before looking outside. Next, number 11. How do you know if your goats drank beer when you left? Did you just say you trust your goats and they can never do a thing like that? Then, prepare for the surprise of your life. If not beer, how can a domesticated goat be acting like this? There is nothing you can tell me. This goat must have consumed items with huge alcohol contents. And as if the first jump wasn't enough, it makes another attempt to climb further. Now on to number 10. Indeed, babies are the same everywhere. Whether it is a baby belonging to a human or one belonging to an animal, they would always play excitedly near their mothers. I guess you thought leopards are taught to kill from infant. Well, we thought wrong as they enjoy fun just like us. Is it because they are inside a zoo? No, I don't believe it. We should learn a thing or two from these creatures so as to have fun more often. Now, number 9. Are animals really as dumb as we think of them? Of course, they can't do basic math like most of us, but hey, they could be smart in other ways like mimicking. Wouldn't you freak out if a bird imitates you like this? Well, I guess it is either this bloke is from their bird kingdom, or he has gotten used to them.
Oh, yeah, that's so dumb.
And as if to welcome us to her wonderful show, this amazing bird shows us more of what her tiny brain can conceive. That's impressive. Queen bird, take a bow now. Next, number 8. Iguanas are very special reptiles. I mean, with their physical appearance, you can never tell if they are poisonous or harmless. I don't know about you, but I will feel better staying at a safe distance. Seems like these tourists are rather bolder as they took the giant leap to play with the reptile. Hope he isn't going to harm them or something. Well, as bad as its appearance might look, it seems iguanas have a thing for beautiful ladies. Looking at her even, I have this weird feeling all over my body. Next, number 7. Koalas are very cute little animal. I know you would want to own them as pets, as so do I, except that they are often on trees. Well, surprisingly, they decided to leave the trees and try lands this time around. However, on setting foot on land, it targets the next thing close to a tree and starts climbing. The bloke was left too confused to act.
Ow! Ow!
Thanks to a friendly neighbor who rescued the young man from the climber. Next, number 6. We are greedy once in a while. Okay, you are not greedy. I am. Well, so is this python who stumbled upon a huge meal, and rather than leaving it alone, it decided to do what greedy people do. With a belly like that, we know its speed will be delayed, thereby making it an easy kill for some predators. Oh, poor python. I don't know if I should be feeling pity for it or the animal in its stomach that has lost its life. Next, number 5. Bullies aren't by sizes alone. I mean, if someone told you that a little reptile was bullying a big cat, would you believe the person? Well, I wouldn't. However, here it was happening in front of us. If these cats are this scared, what will they do if they meet mice? This is one scene that will keep on surprising me. A small reptile bullying a cat. Let's move on to number 4. It looks like all little animals are developing inner strength to fight bigger animals. If not, why would a chameleon be confident enough to fight with a venomous predator? Place your wagers. Who do you think would win?
Right.
Okay, you can take your wagers. Nobody won the fight. 3. Catfishes when cooked are very delicious. However, it seems this type of fishes, beside having a distinct aroma, also have a very distinct lifestyle.
And
This should be one of the wonders of the world. I have never seen a thing like this all my life. Have you seen it before? Do we still classify these as sea animals, or are they now living on land? Next, number 2. It seems we are not yet done seeing these wonders of the world. Are these fishes aliens living among us and doing as they please? Not only are they swimming against the tide, they are jumping while doing it. After seeing this, will you still order fish at restaurant? And now, to number 1. Lions are kings of the jungle, right? And being a king, there are certain traits we shouldn't see our king acting out. I mean, we know everyone farts, but when King Lion does it, then his throne must be relinquished.
Right.
As a true king, he didn't give a care in the world that someone saw him committing this huge crime. Thank you for watching. Which video was your favorite, and don't forget to subscribe. When wild animals go on rampage, it is a sight that is better imagined than seen. Take, for example, this young lady who had an awful encounter with polar bear. Or this man who stumped on by moose. And that's not even the end of it. In this video, we will look at 15 times wild animals went on a full-blown rampage. 15. Seals are amazing sea creatures. Well, it looks like it has changed its nature as it plays with this little girl. Such a playful creature, right?
Come on.
And in a blink of an eye, it does the unthinkable.
He's like, I'm bigger than you. Oh my god.
No. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Thankfully, a good man was around to save the day. I can't even imagine what the little girl will be thinking right now. Next, number 14. Going underneath an ocean or river is one hobby I run away from. However, I know everyone can't be like me, which is why we have people like this who are brave enough. Well, when you find yourself underneath, you would meet a lot of neighbors that might cause huge harm. How is the young man dealing with this? I would have just left. I guess our swimmer must have known that he was surrounded and couldn't fight. Rather, he resigned to his fate. He should have been accompanied by someone else to fend off attacks like this. I hope he doesn't sustain fatal injury. Let's jump to number 13. Imagine you were in your canoe in a little river and out of nowhere an alligator appears. No, it won't hurt you, but what would be your first reaction? If to run is your answer, then that makes it the two of us. However, dudes like this are superhumans and don't back off easily. I hope they can defend themselves when an attack comes.
Oh, mate, big, huge. Don't touch it, GB. No, look here.
As if the alligator dislikes his visitors, it attacks the only way it knows how it.
It's coming around. Okay, right, just get the pedal.
This could have been avoided, but it has happened. I hope they survived the attack. Now, onto number 12. Dogs are great pets. I imagine you have one, I do too. Well, on days they don't feel so good, one can be at the receiving end of their dark side. I just hope my dog doesn't show me his dark side someday. I guess this man right here didn't say his prayers as his little puppy wasn't so little anymore and did what big dogs do.
Come on, little girl. Hey. Oh, you're a mean little girl.
That was an attack he definitely didn't see coming. I can't imagine his condition right now. I hope no fatal injury was sustained. Next, number 11. If you were given $1 million to swim with seal, would you? I know you said yes, but I wouldn't. I mean, who knows when these marine beasts will flip and attack someone? Well, these marine experts don't feel threatened at all. Just seeing them in that dangerous position makes my heart beat really fast. And just as we predicted, the beast showed its true color. Luckily for the swimmer, he made it out alive. I bet he wouldn't go near seal anymore in the future. Now, on to our top 10. Have you ever seen a polar bear up close? I haven't, but from our televisions, I can bet it will be one huge beast. When you know of beasts like that, then the best thing is to try to avoid them. It is a sad scene that this young lady could not avoid a deadly encounter with the beast. Thankfully, passers-by could halt the rampage of the beast. I can't imagine what would have happened if it successfully dragged the lady into the corner. Next, jazz number 9. Being a wildlife photographer is a hobby that some of us nurse within. I know the feeling of being in touch with nature and its inhabitants. However, one thing we don't see often is that those natural inhabitants aren't always as friendly as we see them on videos. These bears look great from this camera angle. And in just a few seconds, the lovely bear we all saw has turned to a beast, ready to demolish anything in its path. Now might be the best time to run away, dear photographer. I won't call you a coward. Next, number 8. When you hear of moose, what comes to your mind? The sound of Christmas in the air, right? That makes it the two of us. While moose might be a kind animal when Santa Claus is around, we can't predict its true nature when there is no Christmas. I mean, if it is as kind as we all thought it to be, why would it be unleashing this kind of terror? We can't imagine the level of pain this poor man must be feeling all over his body right now. Get well soon, good sir. Up next, number 7. Zoos are a fun place to see the other side of nature. However, going to zoos require a level of caution, else the unthinkable might happen. As the voice of this young lady broke the air, we knew she must be in great distress. I guess that's one of the bad sides of getting too close to a beast. This animal must be quite strong. I mean, despite all the people trying to rescue the poor girl, it didn't lose its grip on her.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Somebody call someone.
Somebody's coming. Catherine's thigh was thoroughly engulfed in Binky's enormous jaws.
I thought the bear was eating her from the toes up because her legs were through the bar and he was growling. And he had his paws around her legs and was chewing on her.
Quite a sad experience for the young girl. Next, number 6. Do you like swimming? I bet you do. Now, imagine you were swimming in a river filled with polar bears and you can't get out. Quite an imagination, right? Well, except that it happened to this young lady. Are the Bears planning on recruiting her as part of their team? Why can't they let her go? And after what seems like a decade, the young lady is rescued to safety.
Nimm seine Hose hin, nimm seine Hose. Habt ihr sie?
I know she must be feeling unwell after that terrible experience. Next, number 5. Taking care of zoo animals is definitely one of the hardest jobs on Earth. I would gladly turn it down despite the salary attached to it. Well, since my heart isn't that strong, Chen the zookeeper tried to showcase his skills but learnt a valuable lesson in return. This is a very risky job, and my heart is pounding fast just imagining what Chen must have gone through. Thankfully, he was rescued. Up next, number 4. As territorial animals, lions are one beast you don't want to mess with. We know that once it senses that someone has crossed the line, it will launch an attack, which is usually deadly. So, was the fate of this zookeeper as it battled with the angry beast? Can he really defeat the animal, or is it not safer to just run away? Well, that was a tough fight, but luckily for the zookeeper, he was able to run to safety. I can't imagine what would have gone on if he were alone up there.
Não se joga, não se joga. Não se joga. Não se joga.
Next is number 3. When an animal is angry, it can turn wild in just a few seconds. I wouldn't want to be caught near an angry animal any day. So, was the condition of this poor man who attacked by a zebra? Yes, you heard right, a zebra. Well, thankfully the guards were on time to rescue the poor man. Next is number 2. In movies, panda bears are non-harmful creatures to be with. However, in reality, is that so? Well, I wouldn't want anything to do with a bear, whether it is peaceful or not. Well, since everyone can be like me, this young man tried it out, and it wasn't exactly fun. After what seemed like a century, the young man was set free. Now, to your number 1. Have you ever tried feeding a wild animal in the zoo before? How was the experience? I bet it was anything but funny. Well, this young man decided to try it out, but it was anything but easy. Someone should please help that man out. And after the long battle, our young man regains his freedom. That must have been very painful for him. Thank you for watching. Please tell us which was your favorite and subscribe to our channel.